Hello everybody and welcome to this week's reading vlog. So I will be reading about Lizzie Borden because we are going to her house in Fall River, Massachusetts. And if you know a lot about that case, you know it's very gruesome and it's a big part of American history, unfortunately. I'm looking at the Trial of Lizzie Borden again. I've read it before, but just looking it over again to see if I remember everything. Because there's a lot of loose ends in this case, which is why I think people are fascinated by it still, even though it happened in 1892. And on my Kindle, I have The Secrets of Lizzie Borden, which is a fiction story. So I'll see what her theory is on the case. It's interesting to hear what other people think about it and if she did it or not. I'm pretty sure she did it. It was kind of hard to have a stranger come into the house, and if she had help, she probably had help from her uncle, who was a butcher, and he just showed up the night before randomly with no luggage. It's very suspicious. And then in the morning, he was just eating pears in the garden. Like, and the police were like, "Who are you and what are you doing?" So yeah, it's a very weird case, and there are so many loose ends, and it's annoying because Lizzie got acquitted for the murders, and so there's no real answer to it. So yeah, hope you enjoy. everybody. So I hope you enjoyed this vlog. It was a little different. Went to Fall River, Massachusetts after being in Rhode Island. I went to go see my Irish flute teacher perform in Rhode Island, and it turned out not to be that far away from the Lizzie Borden house in Fall River, Massachusetts. So my dad and I have been talking about going there for a long time, and it just so happened to work out last weekend. Yeah, we went there. Well, first we went to Oak Grove Cemetery, which is where the Bordens are buried. We were the only ones in the cemetery at that time. It was 11 a.m. on a Monday. There was a worker who passed by us, and he said, if you're looking to talk to anybody, they only start talking after 1 p.m. Guess you have to have a sense of humor if you work in a graveyard. But yeah, we had to use Find a Grave actually because there were no signs whatsoever to where they were, but we were able to find them. So, and she actually changed her name to Lizbeth, which didn't fool anybody, but she changed it after the trial, and so it says Lizbeth on her gravestone next to Emma, and they're actually buried next to their parents. She's allegedly killed, so a little interesting there. We accidentally found the Irish bar, St. James's Irish bar, and had lunch there. They only do one thing, which is chicken wings. So that was fun. And then we went to the house and had a tour, and we had a great tour guide. He was actually a Shakespearean actor, so he went all out, even though it was just 3 people in the tour, so that was really fun. This is our tour guide here. He goes by Clay, so he was really good, and he asked us at the beginning what we know about Lizzie, and so we said a lot, and so he put in all the stuff that you might not remember or you don't know about in the tour, so that was good. I pretty much knew most of it, except I did forget that she was drugged for 17 days while in prison. They gave her speed and morphine. So that's why that famous picture of her where she has the crazy eyes, that's why she was very high the whole time. So in this video, I was reading The Secrets of Lizzie Borden, which is a fiction story on my Kindle. And basically that book makes every rumor true. She did do it in that book, and it's because her father changed the will apparently, and she found it, and yeah. She wasn't happy with it. And then the nonfiction book that I was looking at again is The Trial of Lizzie Borden. This is the most accurate book about the trials, and it literally has every detail in it, like all of her lies and all of that. She lied a lot. And things that you wouldn't necessarily think to lie about. It was very weird. She changed her story a lot. Like there was a dress apparently that she burned because she said there was brown paint on it, but it's very suspicious. Like, why would you burn a dress while you're under house arrest? So yeah, and the maid disappeared for 10 years, showed up again, and she bought herself a horse ranch randomly, and nobody knew where she got that money, and she thought she was dying at one point, so she called her friend to come over because she had something to confess. And then when the friend got there, she said, I'm fine, I don't have to confess anything. So she definitely knew something, and I think she was paid off by the Bordens. There was actually blood on the ceiling in the basement, blood stains from where Andrew Borden was killed on the couch in the living room, and so the blood went into the floor on the ceiling in the basement. So the guide showed us that. You have to shine a flashlight on it, but still there. But yeah, I actually felt dizzy and kind of sick in the rooms where the murders happened. So luckily you are allowed to sit down because the furniture isn't original. So I sat down on a chair before I fell down during the tour. I probably looked really sick because I was really nauseous. And we also heard a thump while we're all in the basement, and the tour guide freaked out. He's like, what the hell? Like, we're all down here and nobody else was in the house. So he got a little scared. And we did stop in the gift shop on the way out. I got the beanie, which is just the hat, the historic house. And oh, the other cool thing they had was a replica of the newspaper from the murders. So we got that. And I got the mug with the house, and then on the other side has Lizzie on it. And they also have a coin. It says, "I survived a stay at Lizzie Borden, at the Lizzie Borden house." It has her on the front and the house on the back. They've been making these for historic places, which is really cool. So I have a few of them. I have one from Ticonderoga as well, and one other place, I'm forgetting where. But yeah, these are really cheap and like they look really fancy, so I like them. I like coins. So, and the Lizzie Borden house is actually a B&B now. You can stay the night and you can sleep in Lizzie Borden's bedroom or Emma's, or Andrew and Abby's bedroom. And you can also have their last meal in the morning, which was mutton. They used to have like 4-day-old mutton because Andrew Borden hated waste of any kind. So if they had leftovers, they were gonna eat it. So that's why they all got food poisoning, most likely the night before. There is a rumor that Lizzie poisoned them. She tried to buy poison the day before, so that's very suspicious as well. We didn't actually stay at the B&B, but we just went to go on a tour. And I'm kind of glad we didn't stay there because the walls are very thin and that house is pretty loud. Like, it's an old rickety house. Andrew Borden was actually a millionaire in his day, but you wouldn't know it from the house at all. They had no running water, no electricity. They didn't even have toilets, proper toilets. They used slop buckets. So they didn't have a bathtub either. They had to stand up and wash. So no wonder the women in the house weren't very happy. But yeah, he was known as a penny pincher. Yeah, that was our random weekend trip to Fall River, Massachusetts. I didn't get a whole lot of writing done, but I did read a lot. So yeah, it was very interesting to be in the house itself. Like, it's a very weird house. The layout is strange. And I also didn't know that the attic door, you can actually lock it from the outside. Andrew Borden had it installed, so the maid stayed in the attic and he can lock her in just whenever he wanted to, which I think is really creepy. Like, why would you lock your maid in the attic? Bit of a control freak, I think. Anyway, yes, I hope you enjoyed this vlog, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.